Hey guys, hope you're doing well. It's been a minute since I've done a video on Grapheneos, but this is going to talk about, kind of either a two-part series or I'm just going to do a two-part thing in a one-part video to save for people that are timing. You can, I don't know, I'll decide later. We're going to talk about chat control, the Grapheneos kind of controversy that's going on right now. Not that it's controversial in a bad way, but it's, France looks like a pile of shit. And if you didn't need to know or you don't know, France sucks. And all these countries on this list suck right now. Now this can change over time. This is in 2025. People can change their opinions, and you can also reach out to your state representatives. If you don't know what it is, chat control is not a good thing. We'll just do a brief synopsis of this. It implements mass surveillance, it breaks encryption, and it pretty much violates your rights. False positives and pretty much ineffective to protect children, and a global precedent. I mean, these are pretty easy concepts to, you don't have to sit there and think deep about it, why backdooring is not good for society or people's privacy or rights. And most importantly, when you have a phone that is built on security and privacy, of course, countries that want to have this type of control are not going to like it. If you look at any other nation state backed issue where they're trying to give people the false sense of security, you can already know that the government is not a fan of encryption, only when they use it, but not when you use it. This is kind of like a big problem. So you can go to this website called fightchatcontrol.eu, and you can talk to your representatives, takes action. It's got a timeline. It's closing in on it. If you look at Australia right now, in December of 2025, they have implemented a social media ban for people under 16 and for some form of digital ID. The UK is pretty much forcing some form of digital ID. There are states in the United States that I think 48 of them that are forcing some form of procedures that will pretty much force you to get some form of digital ID. It is not good for anyone. It is not good for society. But you have to remember, when these big countries, these big names, people think that we don't follow European standards. We definitely do when it's a whole country doing something. And we're like, ooh, that looks kind of sexy. Not good that Austria, Belgium, Cyprus, Croatia, Denmark, Finland, and Estonia, Germany, Greece, and Hungary, and all these other 20-ish countries pretty much support this. Only 4 countries are opposing this. This is pretty sad and pretty dystopian. So, for all the people that are fantasizing about living in Europe, you should probably reconsider your ideology and look at how bad this is. But we're going to talk about France. France and Grapheneos got into a big oopsie daisy. Grapheneos pretty much bails on OVHcloud over France's privacy stance. I don't think it's an OVH thing, but it's definitely a France thing. The French cloud outfit, or maybe they're from France. The French cloud outfit, OVHcloud, took another hit this week after Grapheneos, a mobile operating system, said it was ditching the company's servers over concerns about French's approach to digital privacy. The project posted on X, formerly Twitter, "We no longer have any active servers in France and are continuing to in the process of leaving OVH. France isn't a safe country for open source privacy projects." The group explained they expect backdoors and encryption and for a device access too. Securing devices and services are not going to be allowed. We don't feel safe using OVH even for static websites with servers in Canada and US via their Canadian US subsidiaries. While OVH did not provide the register with a response, the company's boss, Octave Kabla, posted, "Guys, we like what you develop, it's great, but the way you explain your issue is confusing. Reading your tweet, you can imagine something bad happening to your servers in OVHcloud. Is not the case. Nothing happened." Kabla appears to have missed the point. The issue has nothing to do with OVHcloud servers on a technical level, although it's less than 5 years since a fire took out its days. I don't know why that's relevant. But it's related to perceived problem with France's position on digital privacy and sovereignty. France is a supporter of the proposed EU chat control legislation. They're, I believe, one of the biggest supporters as well, which could require providers to open a backdoor into their servers and enable authorities to scan user content in October. Germany said 9 to the proposals. W for Germany, by the way. That's no, right? Okay. W for Germany. So if you look at this giant list of all these people that all these places that are kind of not, oh, never mind. Belgium approves. Not good. If these people that are opposing him, they're W's, and these people that are supporting it are massive L's. Approved revision in the Danish chat control on November 26, 2025. Think about that. Think about that the next time you want to put someone into power that may not understand how the internet works or continue supporting these people. So, Grapheneos, pretty much France is heavily pushing a technology with their control, which can be forced to include backdoors in the future. France's government pushes for the chat control while prompting OVHcloud is not contradictory. France has used OVH to go after companies selling secure phones before. This is actually a crazy thread. In general, for them to even a country to even do that. And then France's government is actively promoting and using an end-to-end encrypted device messaging app based in France called OVHcloud. The government directly made false claims about Signal, and part of it is promoting OVHcloud. Meanwhile, they are heavily supported for encryption and backdoors, including via chat control. So, if you are promoting a government state-backed app for messaging and you want backdoors, it doesn't take rocket scientists to put two and two together. E and iOD OS are open source Android based operating systems based in France. Both are marketed as being private while having atrocious privacy and security. Both make exploits much easier than an iPhone or a stock Pixel, including for states. E is heavily government funded too. That's something to keep in mind as well. France is heavily pushing for the technology in general. It is not a W, it is a L, I would say, in perspective. So right here, we're going to look at some of the updates and why they may be important in general. I have, even though they're not open source, I have enabled the security preview. They're not open source until I believe they get released. Once they get released, then the source is available to everyone. But you get your security patches, it's a pre-release, you get it before everyone else. So if you are running Grapheneos, in terms of like increasing your security, definitely a Durus pin. And if you're in a country where Grapheneos is increasingly getting negative hate and told as used by criminals, because this is the narrative that people think that if you have something to hide that you're a criminal, which is kind of insane and ludicrous at the same time. This pretty much is their latest updates. All of Android 16 security patches from the current January of 2026, February 2026, March 2026, April 2026, May 2026, and June 2026 Android security bulletins are included in the 2025.12.1.201 security preview release. A list of additional fixed CVEs, which are high, 2025.32348, and etc. This push also provides at least the full 2026 1/1 January 1st Android and Pixel security patch level, but will remain marked as providing 2025-12/05. For details information on security preview, you see your post about it. If you want to look into it, it's actually a really cool thing. This is their first non-experimental release based on Android 16 after initial experiment. This changes the style of the notification background, is an upstream regression rather than an international change to a more minimalist style. It will be fixed in a subsequent release since we decided it isn't important enough to delay this. This is coming all the way down to the Pixel 6, but obviously keep in mind that it's better to get a newer version, at least an 8 or above. Changes to 2025 12.0400, full 2025 12.5 security patch level, rebased on the BP4A 2025 12.05.006 Android open source project. Disable promotion of identity check features not currently present in Grapheneos due to depending on the privilege of Google Mobile Services integration. GSM compact config update, and all the Android security 16 security patches as well. That's pretty much what has been going on. Is they've been doing really good security fixes and updates and patching. Wallpaper, you can have wallpaper picker. Don't use the curated photos category, which aren't set up in ASOP. Wallpaper picker, hide the always empty wallpaper carousel. Just some like minor fixes, and then a port causing enabling the network permissions to not work while we're boot. Just like a lot of fixes and security patches. It's definitely super cool and based that they're working on the things that matter most and not just adding feature after feature after feature. I think that's what makes Grapheneos stand out, is they're fixing the most important parts and making Android a better, usable, more secure experience. The fact that these countries are certifying and making it difficult for people to even find or trust Grapheneos, I think is a disservice, and it is a problem. They talk about how much time they have to spend in pretty much demystifying or correcting stuff. Think if more people spread actual good concrete information that you can do research on yourself, or if you're a developer, or if you understand how this stuff works, or even if you can even just regurgitating the information that makes Grapheneos more secure, you are better off at fighting the disinformation for them so they can spend more time improving on the Android ecosystem. It is a consistent problem. There was recently a pretty much someone saying that he couldn't wipe his phone. He went to jail and Grapheneos failed him or something. And it's just these disinformation campaigns against relatively a good project that's good, I think, for society and is good for people's privacy and security when we don't really have a lot of options in the mobile phone market. It's kind of sad because all these other shitty vendors come out that just sell insecure products and put people that maybe rely on it at risk because they can be misleading. And not only misleading, they could be giving you a false narrative. It's like telling everyone that you just need a VPN. A VPN is like, the silver bullet. You're protected from the NSA. We got you for $5 a month, NSA protection. It's pretty retarded. I hate it, and it's lame. And I'll get back to more scheduled updates, especially around Grapheneos. I'm building an intranet right now. It's kind of fun. Some of the materials are like coming in like slowly, and I'm gonna do some like updates on that as well. Maybe I'm just gonna do one video. I don't feel like editing and splitting this. But the real important part is do your part. If you're gonna run stock Android, make sure you're making the right decision and picking the right vendor and the right user, like the right vendor and the right software. But if you want the highest level of security that you can get, definitely do Grapheneos. Thanks for watching the video. Appreciate everyone. See you all in the next one. And don't forget to walk your snail.